Pentagon just announced one major thing missing from Trump's military parade. Here's why. President Donald Trump once requested that the United States host a military parade to pay tribute to the hard-working soldiers and staff who defend the great country of America. Trump's request is very close to being put in place as the details are worked out, and the plans are underway. The Pentagon recently announced the military parade, and it was noting something that would be missing. While many people criticize President Trump's decision and need for a military parade, there are millions of others who think it's a wonderful idea and a great way to honor and pay tribute to the brave men and women who enlist in the military to protect our country and freedom. President Trump may have wanted an all-out parade to showcase what great powers our military has, but he's going to be asked to settle for something a bit less than desired. The Pentagon announcement has stated that there will be many items on display, but that the parade will not include tanks. The military parade will not involve tanks because the military does not want to cause damage to the infrastructure of the location in which the parade is being held. For example, some tanks are so massive that just strolling over the sidewalk curb, or parts of the outdoor area could ultimately damage them. Then the location would be forced to repair the damaged area, which will cost taxpayers additional money. The Pentagon is ready to go on with the parade, but President Trump will have to settle for vehicles on wheels and maybe a few aircraft. This information comes from a memo that was obtained by NBC News, who provides more coverage on the announcement. The event will include no tanks, but it will play host to a heavy air component at the end of the parade, to include older aircraft as available, the memo states. The route will be from the White House to the U.S. Capitol building. As previously reported, the parade is to take place in November, on Veterans Day to be specific, and it will focus on the contributions of our veterans throughout the history of the U.S. military, starting from the Revolutionary War and the War of 1812 to today, with an emphasis on the price of freedom, according to the memo. The parade will integrate with the annual D.C. Veterans Day Parade, and will also highlight the evolution of women veterans formations in World War II to today's integrated formations, the memo states. The cost of the parade, however, remains unclear. Critics have largely panned the idea since Trump proposed it earlier this year, worrying that it would be a display of authoritarianism, carry a hefty price tag, tens of millions of dollars by some estimates, and damage the roads in Washington, D.C. The memo says only aircraft and wheeled vehicles will be used, no tanks, to minimize damage to local infrastructure. Many criticize the parade and state that it will cost taxpayers money. However, events like this often generate money with people coming in, stores and restaurants being filled with customers, and it generally all works out very well when the event is over. For every penny spent on the parade, there will be plenty of money spent by consumers who purchase items, and it will also be a great time to bring people together in a patriotic event and tribute to our American military units. Many Americans would gladly visit the military parade and make it into a fun-filled day for family and friends. Parades in America are a fun event that many people attend to spend the morning or afternoon with family and friends. It's just a fun day watching things go by. Kids love them and cheer for things that go by. A military parade will be very cool as onlookers get to see things that were used, or could have been used, in real military action. All of this while being patriotic, loving your country, and paying tribute to the men and women who serve, and have served, in this great American military. There will probably be a few protesters because President Trump can't seem to please everyone, but local law enforcement will likely handle them, or they might even get pushed away by those in attendance. People who still protest President Trump have not been following the timeline of his presidency, nor have noticed the positive changes done by his administration. The #resist movement consists of people who are part of the problem instead of being part of the solution that works in a bipartisan manner to serve America in the best way possible. The #resist movement whines when they could be discussing relevant topics with people on the other side of politics. Working together for change is always better than working against the other half of the country. Let's hope that a fun day at the parade is another way to unite people instead of pitting them against each other.